All right, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about why you decided to drop Longacres, I guess, from the name?
Well, we haven't necessarily dropped Longacres from the name and the tradition and the history of this location, but for sure, this is a partnership with our friends at Providence Swedish, and we wanted the name to reflect the two keys to this partnership, which are performance and community, thus Performance Center and Clubhouse. But in terms of sort of the overall area around here and the neighborhood, that's, you know, sort of for a later conversation. But again, this building was never called Longacres, so nor was this level or the facility itself. So.
Well, I mean, the name was Sounders FC Center at Longacres.
Okay, sure. Okay, now it's the Providence Swedish Performance Center and Clubhouse.
Adrian, was this a partnership here with Providence? Was this part of the original partnership that included the jersey and whatnot, or was this a separate new deal that just came about?
Yeah, it was originally contemplated. It was all part of the program. We didn't have much to show when we did the partnership, but now we do. Obviously, an amazing place to show off, and it's going to continue to develop and evolve over the course of time. This facility will, and we'll continue to add pieces to the puzzle and make it even bigger and better.
Just to clarify off that last comment, so are there more parts of the partnership with Providence that are going to be part of, like, more things that you're going to do that will have Providence as part of the club?
More things.
Just to clarify your last comment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't, the partnership can always evolve,
Yeah.
but I think the main staples are in place. But the things we do in the community, all the other pieces to the puzzle are evolving. Continue to work on those and try to make the most impact we can.
Adrian, where are you? Where have you been with that partnership? And Doctor, if you want to answer this as well, like sort of where have you gone with this partnership? How has it been in the last year in terms of the mental health for kids and things that you guys are working on doing right now? How's that gone so far?
It's gone fantastic. I am very impressed with the work that we've done. The Sounders, it's pretty amazing when you have an athletic team they're young, and they're working with high school students who, they're not that far away in age. And when you're talking about mental health, our youth are at risk. When you're thinking that 20% of 12th graders have contemplated suicide, the fact that we're able to get in with mental health, the Sounders come in, they've had assemblies, so we did assemblies for over 3,000 kids, 1,400 kids have signed up to be committed to address their mental health, and then we have virtual mental health sessions that we offer these children. So we have done so much in 1 year that I know that the next few years will likely expand even more.
It sounded like in the press release with Swedish being added, there was going to be more of a physical care for the players. Could you detail a little bit more about exactly what care you guys will be providing players with?
Maybe not detailed, but we provide the care for the players. So Swedish is committed to providing all of their health care issues. Some of that will be here, but a lot of it will be in our main hospital at the main campus.
So you guys are going to have medical personnel here on site for the players?
Well, not always, but we will provide the service if they need it.
Adrian, I'm wondering if you could elaborate. Look, in the press conference, the press release, just talked about community coming in, and can you expand more on that?
Yeah. Maybe you're referring to we want to be open a couple days.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
that is another thing that we will evolve. We're a club that is always open to change and evolution and doing what's right for our fans and our community. But the main point of what I think you're referring to in the release is we want our members, our season ticket members, to have really great experiences and create memories and have opportunities at this facility that are a little more curated than just a bit of a free-for-all. So more detail to come, but you certainly could imagine a really great experience where 30 people could show up and our coach could address them and explain what they're going to see, and a player could be involved, and maybe we feed them and maybe they go away with a gift, like, as opposed to just a random free-for-all. So again, we're open to evolving and being told we're wrong at things, but that's kind of what was referred to in the release.
And then how important is it that what you want to create is the experience and yet be flexible?
Yeah, I think it's very important. Yeah, and again, we're always open to suggestions. We're open for business for what we can do better as a club. So
Adrian, speaking of that, there was some criticism with the Providence partnership at the beginning. What kind of repair work have you done in the last year to kind of put them at ease a little bit, or have there been any repair work? Do you feel you need to do that?
Well, look, we feel like we always need to do right by our fan base. We need to live by our values and what we believe in the community, and we haven't changed one iota. We are still focused on the things that we've been focused on. But I'll go back to the community work that Dr. Wako was referring to, which again, she listed a bunch. There's way more. We've opened one Rave Foundation field together in Renton, 2 more coming in Renton this year. I've been to those openings. I've seen the impact it has on the kids. It's massive. And so again, that doesn't happen without this partnership. And so again, or the 15,000 Renton school district kids that now have access to mental health that didn't. So anyway, I don't think we're ever going to make everyone happy, but our goal is to, again, compete for championships through performance and impact our community in a positive way, and we feel like we're doing that with Providence Swedish.
Adrian, how does this partnership maybe help with roster development, in the acquiring players, as far as the cost to that?
Well, look, obviously, infrastructure, physical, these buildings, the care that we can give the players is huge. Players talk. This facility is now viewed as top of class in MLS, which is super important for recruiting. There is a reality to the fact that as a business, we're trying to generate revenue, and revenue pays for people and infrastructure and players, and so it's finding that balance. But again, the partnership overall helps in in all aspects of building a great club.
And also with that, I know historically you're not the club that goes after like high price players, but does this help, raise you a level as far as what you are willing within the constraints of the salary cap to go and spend money on?
Again, I've said this for 15 years. Our goal is not to spend the most amount of money or to buy the most expensive. Our goal is to compete for championships every single year, do it as effectively, efficiently as possible. We are a business. So again, I take pride in building a roster a different way and having people that think smarter, different, out of the box. We've always been leaders in sports science and data and analytics. That has provided a competitive advantage. We'll look for the next competitive advantage. Every bit of business we do can help drive the opportunities, but maybe deploying resources on a player isn't as effective as deploying resources somewhere else. So again, we'll always balance that with the end goal to compete for championships, like we think we did last year, although came up a goal short, like we did the year before winning the Champions League, and we still think we can do this year.
From your perspective, how do you feel like the response from fans has been about this partnership? Like, what's your sense of the vibe?
Look, Jeremiah, I admittedly, look, I do what I think is right for this club and our community. 24/7, 365. Admittedly, I have tried to remove myself as best as possible from the social media echo chamber. We certainly talk to, I will engage anyone in a real conversation. And again, I'll go back to, like, we are never gonna make every fan happy with anything we do, just about any decision. And so I've come to terms with that over, over the course of doing this for 22 years. So I try to just focus on what I think is right for the club and the community. And again, I won't make everyone happy. And we won't make everyone happy.
Doctor, what has Providence or Swedish done to kind of, have you done anything as a company to kind of smooth that divide that some of the Sounders are having with their fans as far as this partnership?
Smooth the divide? I wouldn't necessarily say that we've done anything, because I would say as an organization, Providence Swedish very much is aligned with what many people, I think, desire. We're here to care for our community, we're here to care for our patients, we're here to ensure that the people in King County receive the health care that they need. We are also very diverse in the care that we provide. So I don't know that we have to do anything more. I think people just have to see what we do.
I guess what I'm asking is that you guys just settled, Providence had to just settle the lawsuit with the state. And so that's really what's kind of, people are kind of stuck on right now as far as the treatment of low-income families. So that's what I mean, like what resolution or atonement or, what's going on maybe that you can share on the inside that kind of helps people understand how you're moving forward rather than waiting for what that looks like.
So that's a great question. I would say there's certain reparations that need to be done based on that. We had to really look internally and look at our processes and see how our processes failed. Obviously, our intent was not to disadvantage those who are low income. That is not our desire at all. Sometimes things go awry in your organization, so we're working incredibly hard to repair those relationships, to go to those individuals that were affected and make it right.
Not to take away from today, but Adrian, you talked about how proud you are of this franchise. We know how much you care about this team. What are your thoughts on how the season has started? You're in a place where you have not usually been, those uncharted waters. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Look, for sure, number one, a fan. So it's hard for me to sometimes separate that and it's sucked. It's been hard, it's been frustrating. But I also see the quality out on the field and the quality that's gonna be out on the field soon. And so for me, it's a little too early to jump to massive conclusions. We've been through a lot of ruts with this club, and I think one of the things that has led to our success is consistency, believing in the process, believing in the group. To me, there's too much quality out there. We're not a 0-3-2 team. I just don't believe that, and I think that when we are healthier, that it'll be a lot better. I thought this past game in LA was good. I thought we took it to them. People say the Galaxy are the best team in the league, or best team in the West. If they are, and we get healthier, and I'm confident we're going to start collecting points.
Brian mentioned that there's going to be a point where he's got to make some harsh decisions if things don't get better. As an owner, is there a moment where you might have to make some tough decisions in terms of either leadership or management or things like that?
Absolutely, yeah. That time always comes. Brian and I, look, we've been together for 22 years now. I mean, like, we can even joke about it, like, you know, the time will come when either he decides it's time to move on, or you know, it's not working. There are other people organizationally. You have to look at every piece of the organization every single week if you're strong. Like, what can we do better? What isn't going well? What can we optimize? So absolutely, you know, there are tough decisions at the ownership level that sometimes come up, and I'm not afraid to make them when we collectively feel like it's time.
Doc is a random kind of question, but it goes kind of what Adrian talked about. Social media is a big deal with kids and, you know, mental health, and there's been studies and things like that. What is there any component of the program that you use for kids' mental health that deals with social media and on phones and things like that? Like, I don't know how much we've studied it, but it seems to be a big issue.
I agree.
Adrian doesn't even want his phone, I don't think.
Exactly. I have an 8-year-old. It's the bane of my existence. So.
Yeah, I have 4 children. I'm dealing with social media every single day. I don't know that we have a component of it that takes into consideration social media, but I will take that back to the team.
And on top of that, they are dealing with bullying, right? And just in terms of, isn't that part of the component of the program?
Bullying.
Bullying, yeah, because that's
Like
big.
cyberbullying?
Well, but no, both of them. Just in terms of mental health and what kids face in terms of middle school and high school, just the bullying that goes on.
I think it's very true that there's bullying, and they bully through social media.
Right, exactly.
I don't know that we have built in a component of our program that addresses bullying. I will have to look into that to answer that question for you. So give me a moment.
No, that's fine. And then, what about in terms of, do you have like benchmarks that you go back and take a look at this program? Are you privy to those yet, or?
We're only in year 1,
Sure.
So really our goal was to sign up as many kids as we could to make that commitment to their mental health. And then the second was really to offer the free virtual mental health sessions. And then we can start to track to see how many kids actually sign up for the virtual mental health sessions. They're confidential, so we won't be able to see who signed up for it, but we can track how many have signed up for it. And I think we're going to use that as a measure to see how many are actually getting their mental health treated.
Avenue where the Providence, the Swedish could be part sponsor or anything like that with the rain?
This is an easy one. We don't own the rain yet.
Yet?
We are massively supportive. If and when we own the rain and are partnered on that, then we will figure out the healthcare needs and a partner, and nothing contemplated as of yet.